Ever wondered about the world's oldest continuous cultures? Welcome to Class Bites. Today, we're exploring the ancient roots and vibrant cultures of Oceania's indigenous peoples, beginning with Australia's first inhabitants. Oceania, a vast and diverse region spanning the Pacific Ocean, is home to numerous distinct ethnic groups, each with rich histories, unique cultures, and ongoing challenges. This expansive area includes Australasia, Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia, with its indigenous populations demonstrating remarkable resilience and adaptation across varied island and continental environments. Indigenous Australians, encompassing both Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, represent one of the oldest continuous cultures on Earth. Their primary geographic location is the Australian continent and the Torres Strait Islands, situated between the northern tip of Australia and Papua New Guinea. The ancestors of Aboriginal Australians embarked on their migration into the continent between 50,000 and 65,000 years ago, arriving via land bridges and short sea crossings from what is now Southeast Asia. The Torres Strait Islanders, culturally and linguistically distinct from mainland Aboriginal peoples, settled their islands around 2,500 years ago, arriving from what is now Papua New Guinea. Key cultural elements for Indigenous Australians are deeply intertwined with the concept of the dreaming, which encompasses their creation stories, laws, and moral systems, connecting them profoundly to the land and its ancestral beings. Traditional arts include rock art, intricate dot paintings, and storytelling through song and dance. Social structures are often complex, based on kinship systems, language groups, and a deep understanding of their environment as hunter-gatherers, with some groups also engaging in fire stick farming and fish farming. Today, Indigenous Australians face significant challenges, including the ongoing impact of colonization, which led to a sharp decline in population due to introduced diseases and conflict. Many have been displaced from their traditional lands, and contemporary issues include disparities in health, education, and economic opportunities, as well as the struggle to preserve languages and cultural practices in the face of historical assimilation policies. The Māori are the indigenous Polynesian people of mainland New Zealand, which they call Aotearoa. Their historical origins trace back to East Polynesia, with settlers arriving in New Zealand in several waves of canoe voyages between roughly 1,320 and 1,350 years ago. These skilled navigators use stars, ocean currents, and bird flight patterns to guide their journeys across vast ocean expanses. Over centuries of isolation, the Māori developed a distinct culture, evolving their language, mythology, crafts, and performing arts. Key cultural elements include the Māori language, Te Reo Māori, intricate carving, wakairo, weaving, raranga, and performing arts such as the haka. Their social structures are traditionally based on tribal groupings, iwi, and sub-tribes, hapu, with a strong emphasis on community, whānau, and respect for elders, kamatua. Fortified villages, known as pā, were built for strategic defense, reflecting a history of occasional warfare over resources. In contemporary New Zealand, Maori culture has experienced a significant revival, bolstered by protest movements that emerged in the 1960s. However, Maori still confront substantial socioeconomic obstacles, including lower life expectancies, incomes, and higher rates of crime, health problems, and educational underachievement, a legacy of colonization and land confiscations. Efforts are ongoing to address these inequalities and achieve social justice, often centered around the Treaty of Waitangi. Polynesian, Melanesian, and Micronesian peoples, while distinct, share a broader regional identity within Oceania. Polynesia, meaning many islands, encompasses over 1,000 islands scattered across the central and southern Pacific Ocean, forming a vast triangle with its points at Hawaii, New Zealand, and Easter Island. Polynesians are a subset of the larger Austronesian ethno-linguistic group, with their ancestors originating from migrations out of Taiwan between 3,000 and 1,000 years ago. They are celebrated for their extraordinary voyaging abilities, using sophisticated outrigger canoes to settle numerous islands, establishing a connected society through trade, shared language, and cultural practices. Key cultural elements include a rich oral tradition, intricate tattooing, navigation expertise, and social structures often characterized by hierarchical systems. Melanesia, meaning Black Islands, stretches from New Guinea in the west to the Fiji Islands in the east, bordering Southeast Asia, Polynesia, Micronesia, and Australia. This subregion includes countries like Papua New Guinea, Fiji, Vanuatu, and the Solomon Islands. The ancestors of Melanesians are believed to have migrated out of Africa approximately 40,000 to 100,000 years ago, dispersing along the southern edge of Asia and eventually reaching the ancient continent of Sahul, which comprised Australia and New Guinea. Later, a wave of Austronesian migrants arrived in Melanesia, settling along the north coast of New Guinea and the islands to its north and east. Melanesia is renowned for its immense cultural and linguistic diversity, with Papua New Guinea alone hosting over 700 different languages. Traditional practices often include complex ceremonial exchanges, diverse art forms, and varied social structures influenced by both Papuan and Austronesian traditions. Micronesia, meaning small islands, is composed of thousands of small islands located in the western Pacific Ocean, north of the equator, and situated between the Philippines to the west and Hawaii to the east. It includes island groups such as the Caroline Islands, Gilbert Islands, Mariana Islands, and Marshall Islands. Micronesia was settled by multiple migratory streams, including those from the Philippines and Indonesia around 3,500 years ago, and from eastern Melanesia, associated with the Lapita culture around 500 to 100 years before the Common Era. Micronesian cultures are known for their sophisticated navigation techniques, intricate weaving, and distinctive social organizations, often with strong matrilineal elements. Across Polynesia, Melanesia, and Micronesia, common challenges persist. Many of these island nations face significant threats from climate change, including rising sea levels that endanger low-lying atolls and increased frequency of natural disasters. Economic viability remains a concern, with many nations grappling with aid and resource dependency and the transition from subsistence economies to wage-based systems. The legacy of colonialism has also left its mark, contributing to ongoing issues of nation building, cultural preservation, and the struggle for self-determination. Despite these hurdles, the peoples of Polynesia, Melanesia, and Micronesia continue to preserve and revitalize their unique cultural heritages, adapting to modern challenges while maintaining deep connections to their ancestral lands and seas. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts or what to cover next in the comments below.